Hi, haven't done a video status for quite a while, so I thought I'd do it. I did and ah about doing this, to be honest, but I think I just need to talk really and share some stuff, which is, I guess, quite personal, but I also think that it would be relevant to some people who may be dealing with the same situation that we are, that I am. Okay, so just want to talk about Granny for a little bit. She's a 91-year-old woman who's got a combination of vascular dementia and Alzheimer's, and it is fucking horrible to see what that has done to someone. It really is. My mum had Alzheimer's slash dementia, but I wasn't with her like I am with Granny, so my sister saw it firsthand with Mum, and I am seeing it firsthand with Granny, and it hasn't been easy, and it isn't easy, not just for me, but for the family as well. And to see the effect that this condition takes, the toll it takes on someone is, well, let's call it heartbreaking, shall we? Because it is. She was an active woman and a very opinionated woman as well, and she had quite a bit of life attached to her, I think. She hasn't now. She's just a pale shadow of who she used to be, and that shadow is diminishing every day, and you can see it, and there's nothing you can do about it. The signs were there, I guess, with hindsight, several years ago, before she had her actual diagnosis. The little changes that happened, two of which, again, with hindsight, strike me as being significant. She used to have a little ritual before going to bed of checking the kettle to make sure there was enough water in it for the morning. That stopped happening, and I guess really didn't think anything of it at the time. Again, hindsight and all that stuff. But the biggest thing, I think, was when she started to have problems sorting her medication out. Every Sunday night she used to sit at the kitchen table and sort out all her pills, both GP prescribed pills and the old natural remedies from Holland and Barrett. And believe you me, there was a lot of pills to sort out, and it always took her quite a long time to do it, but she did it, and no problem. And then eventually things moved on, and she got in a right old state over it. Couldn't work out exactly what she was doing, what pills went where, what the pills were, have I put pills there? And it was just a complete and utter shambles. She couldn't do it, basically. She could not do it. And I think that was the biggest indicator. But again, a lot of it would have been put down to just getting older, the other stuff, like forgetting things. We all do that. Certainly when you're reaching an advanced age, that's even more common. But she eventually had a diagnosis of cognitive impairment, which then developed into a diagnosis of vascular dementia slash Alzheimer's, combination of the two. And to see how that has affected her is horrible. to be honest. She exists in a permanent state of befuddlement. Is that fair? Sometimes she isn't, but generally she is. Doesn't know where she is in the cycle of when am I going home? Where am I sleeping tonight? I don't live here. She said the other night, they, whoever they are, have made a replica of the house to make her think she's living here, which is quite a tough thing to hear. And she's also gone quite deaf for reasons. She may have wax, but I don't think so. I think it's just deafness as part of the aging process. But that makes it even more difficult to get across any form of understanding or communication, because I can bellow at the top of my voice and she will still not hear what I'm saying or process what I'm saying, I guess. And that's another thing which I think was a flag as to what was going on with her eventual sort of not understanding what was going on in the soaps, not knowing who the characters were, not being able to follow the story. And I think as well, it's not just the volume of speaking, the volume of the television, and believe you me, the volume of the television has been at level 99 out of 100, and my teeth are literally shaking out of my head, but I'm trying to sort of make a light-hearted thing about a fucking horrible situation. The processing of what someone's telling her, I think that's sort of damaged on the way out. But she still has a spark, I guess. There is still something there, but it's diminishing at a rapid rate of knots, and she's sliding down into not being who she was. I saw it with my mum, but disclaimer, I didn't see my mum that often during her last few years. My sister saw it firsthand and had to deal with that. I've seen it firsthand with Granny, and I've had to deal with that. Obviously, the family have had to deal with that. But I live here, so I've probably seen it more than most people, and certainly during the pandemic, when it was just the two of us rattling around like two crotchety old peas in a pod, I saw stuff changing, I guess, and I've gone through being very frustrated with the situation and irritated with the fact that she can't understand, and I guess that's natural, but I hate myself for it by the same token, because she can't help it. She cannot help it. And none of us can do anything to stop the inevitable or even to slow it down, despite whatever medication she's on. It's not going to do anything, and the slow but steady, or the fast and sure decline into the darkness, I guess, is proceeding apace. And she's a very frail old lady, which she wasn't not so long ago, certainly pre-pandemic. And I believe that the lockdown and the lack of other human contact apart from myself seriously contributed towards the decline. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it contributed towards her overall poor state of mental health. So yeah, so that's Granny, 91 years old, still there, but you know, it's, and I feel very sad. Is that a stupid vanilla word to say? But it rips your heart out at times when you look at her and think, fuck's sake, that's not who you used to be. Anyway, thanks for listening. It is what it is. Ta.